W3 Champions Season 2 Final. The best 8 of the latter season have arrived in this double elimination bracket, and it's the return of Grubby. As you can see in the lower third, Grubby versus Blade is our first match, and it's Grubby's return to competitive Warcraft. An absolute legend to the game. He has won it all. WCG twice. That alone is enough to become a legend, but also his performances with 4 Kings, his accomplishments as a streamer, keeping the Warcraft flag waving in the West. Everybody loves this guy, and now he shows how good is he really if it's not a show match, if he can't practice 2 weeks in a row for one opponent. His opponent is the European Vice Champion of DreamHack Summer. It's Blade, and Blade is a beast.
Yeah, we saw him at DreamHack, how strong he can be. Didn't quite make first place, but got almost to the finish line. I guess he did get to the finish line. Finished in second. He is one of the strongest European players, and going up now against Grubby, the old-time legend. As we said multiple times, we haven't seen him in tournaments in so long. But I am convinced, I have been for a while, that Grubby is by far the strongest orc versus human player on the continent, and even globally. Is a big threat even, I think.
All right. We are moments away from joining into the first map. And the first map is special, as we said. It's Autumn Leaves. Remo, what can you tell us about this new map of W3 Champions?
It was added 6 weeks ago. Finally, a new community map. Made it in. Really excited. I was kind of involved with the map editing. Shout out to Tenchi, who created a great map here with a few interesting aspects. We're gonna see in a moment that the natural positions are very close towards the middle. They're easy to take, but close to the opponent. What does that look like in an expansion game? Those are things, still things that are being discovered. The map has been tested for 6 weeks, but not on the most competitive grounds. The map so far, I think, has been looking pretty balanced, but we're still on our journey to really learn all of its ins and outs.
And Grubby is on a journey back into competitive Warcraft and choosing an old school hero. It's the Farseer, who was very, very successful recently in that matchup. Lots of pressure and annoyance right from the start. Grubby is not taking a step back. It's full throttle straight from the beginning.
Yeah, kind of what we've been seeing from Orcs for a long time, right? The Farseer has taken over. The Blade Master's been taking a stance back for a long time, with the exception of Cooper and a few players on Last Refuge. But whatever, it's Farseer here, and it's early Headhunters. Grubby and his Headhunters on his stream. There was a meme going on for a long time that, well, he used to be an Orc player, but now he's a Troll player because he plays Troll Headhunters all the frickin' time, and we see it here as well. And it was in the show match against Happy where we saw, of course, in the matchup against Undead, how strong he can be with those units. Him and Kiwikaki, really the front runners, but especially against Human, it is still very rare to see.
Indeed. Grubby has his very own style, kind of hard to prepare for him. There's not many people to practice that style with. Of course, there's a lot of material that you can learn from if you want to prepare, but I think if one of these two players prepared really well, it's Grubby. I heard he had some practice sessions with, for example, Thorzane, and he killed him like 10-0 or something.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's a statement, man.
That's pretty impressive. As I said, and I'm not exaggerating, I think he's by far the best Orc versus human player on the continent. A matchup that can oftentimes get difficult in the late game when the MK becomes strong, when sorcerers come in with slow, and the Spellbreakers. And when you look at it on paper, Headhunters against Spellbreakers shouldn't work out too well, right? There's medium armor against normal damage, piercing against medium. Doesn't seem to be working out that way. But we'll see how the game goes, how the map is controlled, what the tech exactly is. Is Grubby going to go tier 3? Are we going to see Berserkers? What are we going to see in the late game here?
It's definitely going to be an action-packed mid and late game, because there's so many spells to use with TC, Storm, Chain Lightning. Wolves, of course, will be annoying, not that flashy, not that impactful. We also got Stormbolt, Clap. We will have Purge, probably Lightning Shield. Looking forward to this. Like, Human vs. Orc, there's no breaks at all in this matchup. It's the Orc harassing at the 2-minute mark. That's as early as it can be. And then it never stops.
Yeah, so far we have seen a very low amount of kills. The Farseer here doesn't have much experience, but neither does the AM. And the Farseer, we keep on mentioning it over the last couple of years, it feels like. He does fine on low levels. The AM, he's okay on level 1, but you really want that level 2, especially for the Aura. But the Aura he still hasn't gotten. That oftentimes results in the AM then being super low mana for a long time. But Blade actually doesn't have that problem. He manages mana really well and still has plenty of Watch Elementals to use.
It's interesting, right? That how few water elementals he used in this game. Might need one now to get the last hit on the Taskmaster. Lots of experience up for grabs. But here comes the TC, and that's usually the sign to at least step back a little. Grubby with the block. Hello. Micro moves from the old Grubster.
B2W Woofies coming in clutch. And even another nice deny here that is once again level 2 delayed for the AM. Interesting thing about this map is the most juicy parts in terms of experience and items are kind of in the middle. The outskirts, the gold mines on the side, for example, they don't have much to offer. It's really these two camps in the middle, the lab and the Merc camp, which are very valuable. Very similar to Northern Isles, and also a specialty behind the natural gold mine, the yellow camp that you can see, I guess, at the moment in the shadows. That is also very valuable. There's a big consumable there, easy to creep, fast level 2, that especially for second hero mid-game progress can be very beneficial, but Blade wants to be more aggressive with this creeping. He takes out the natural, only the Ogre Magi for the item, gets level 2 AM, and now wants to get the Merc camp, wants to claim that neutral camp in the middle.
Okay, the
or
Moldovan
perhaps just wants to be aggressive.
Or, exactly. Oh, the positioning of the TC could be dangerous. That's a Stormbolt and Surround, but of course firepower from the Orc should be sufficient. First Footman falls, and I wonder, is that the right timing? Militia duration is almost off. Maybe he was just checking if Grubby is close. And if not, he goes for the mercenary camp. If yes, he's trying to contest. Nicely waking up the creeps, but it backfires a little. Boulder was tossed onto the Farseer, but is safe now. Getting that end snare, and that, I guess, was the purpose of that pull.
Yeah, so far it seems like Blade isn't really getting off the ground. His army hasn't come together yet. He's not looking scary. He's not looking strong. His heroes aren't so threatening at all, I would say. Nice stomp, secures the last hit for the TC, gets the Mana Stone. One of the biggest items on the map, one of the best items on the map. TC is getting slowed though with the speed scroll. Grubby will try to disengage. Actually, the Headhunters are diving forward, looking for the kills against the casters. Gets a return kill though, it's a 1-for-1. Priest for Headhunter, pretty even exchange. And now the speed scroll is over and the slow is kicking in.
Alright, interesting approach by Blade. Not too many human players play an early slow these days in this matchup. But so far, seems like it pays off. Also, decent micro here, kills another Headhunter. And that's key in this matchup. Lower the number of Headhunters, lower the DPS of the Orc army. Speaking of which, double Tauren Totem tier 3. Here we go. It's Tauren Headhunters.
Mass Torrents. Beautiful. Warcraft 2020. Love to see it. In theory, this has always been proclaimed as a strategy that's supposed to work against mass breakers. An army comp that orcs never seem to be able to deal with, but Taurens on paper should work out. Normally, you don't seem to have the time for that. Normally, you get attacked or killed, or the human expands against you before you get the Taurens out. But this game, somehow, Grubby seems to have found a way to prolong the game without the human getting much of an experience lead or any kind of lead. And we're just creeping up the map, and Grubby will have the time for these Taurens.
Wow. And he has time for high-level TC as well. There's level 3 already. Just an illusion checking this. Gets a kind of a surround on that illusion, but counter-scouting immediately. Pulverizes there as well. The first Tauren joins the fray, and Blade knows now. And what's his response is the question. We see upgrades for the casters. Sorceress Invisibility and Priest Dispel. Doesn't really need Dispel except against the wolves, but nice timing from the Moldovan to kick this tiny Great Hole. Isn't it enough damage? It's a lot. Oh, he's focusing on the Tauren.
That's 600 gold, man. That's so expensive. All right, it does survive, but it may just get killed right after. If Grubby can hold here, he should be in a great position. Can he do it? He comes in with the Lightning Shield and the Stomp. TC is low. He's in trouble. As the Invul Potion, though. With that, he survives. Chain Lightning coming in as well. The caster's getting taken out quickly, but the TC has to fall back. Still hurt. The Taurens so far haven't done much, and the slow still seems to be a problem.
Well, the Tauren, like the focus on the Tauren saved the expansion, I think, but that's the biggest impact they had. Ooh, that's annoying. This illusion soaks up a lot of damage. So now what? How do you deal with the breakers? Are the Tauren enough? Not if they are bolted, then they don't do anything and gets killed right away. That's an expensive early late game for Grubby.
Now the TC might be a little far forward, gets slowed here as well, has more storms to use. MK's out of mana for the time being. Transferring over an item, perhaps the speed scroll to run away, but a timely bash kills off the walker. The idea with the Tauren play is that you have a lot of walkers with master and a lot of mana in the late game. You can revive the walkers and the Taurens, but that needs time. The tier 3 needs time to come online, and Blade seems to be striking at the perfect moment to punish Grubby for his greed.
The revive is ready now. He has the master upgrade. Does he have the mana? Can he use these corpses to get his army back up? He could be at 60 again. This expansion is not paid off at all. Exodus from the peons. Grubby, is he greedy enough to intercept this or to try to save it? Don't think so. Big accomplishment for Blade.
Yeah, that definitely seems like he's taken a big lead in this game. Here we see the Ancestral Spirit. The Tauren is revived. Very nicely done here by Grubby to remember where the corpse was. You can only use it if the corpse is still there. Corpses last, I think,
90 seconds.
90 seconds or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 250 mana, so it's a lot. And now Grubby's completely out of mana on his walkers. No Dispel, no Spirit Link anymore. But at least he has a decent number of Taurens. Is that enough?
Who scales better into the very late game? I wonder.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. This is not really an orc army we see normally, right? If we go up to, I don't know, some crazy 80 supply, Taurens should work out well, maybe. But are we gonna get there? TC again getting focused. There's no healer for him, no Shadow Hunter. He is having to run over and over again. Again, low HP, doesn't have an invul, falling back with a speed scroll. These speed scrolls just seem to have been entirely defensive for Grubby.
Yeah.
He couldn't get many kills with them at all.
The Tauren are left alone. I wonder if he kind of forgot about the control group. He's doing some damage to the casters, but if Blade turns around, oh, these berserkers, something seems to be going very, very wrong for Grubby here. But he's sandwiching him now. The Taurens are here. The heroes come from the north, and okay. That's a TP forced, finally. Level 3 for the Mountain King nonetheless. Oh.
The casters, though, if he has another speed scroll and a stomp, that could be a lot of pickups. TC's gonna have the mana here for the next stomp in a second, but Grubby thinks no, that's not gonna work out. The army's gonna join him soon. Instead, he goes for the red camp, where the item drops have been adjusted by Tenchi. No longer will the crappy 4/4 items drop here, but rather they have been replaced with the Crown of Kings. So pretty much only good items from this camp.
I wonder who came up with that idea.
That was actually me, and people have not been too fond of that idea, but well, we'll see what he gets here. Cloak of Flames it is.
Okay.
Which, well, normally TC doesn't have the luxury to stand in the middle of everything. But if he gets the opening, perhaps it can be nice. But we have Blade coming in with the Creep Jack, and that's again 2 kills. On the Walker, on the Berserker. The Walker he could perhaps revive, but only if he can get back to the corpse. Which it seems like Blade is not giving him an opportunity to.
Dude, he has his hands on Grubby's throat for such a long time. He's taking to tier 3 now. And with that, could get even better hard counters here. Fastier is safe. TC, can he find a connection? He's passing the breaker wall. There is no invul, there's no healing. Just a stomp, doesn't hit the Mountain King though, so it's kind of easy to control the TC now.
That's a lot of Taurens though.
Yep.
That is 5 Taurens without Clap here, with the MK having no mana pretty much. I think Blade has to fall back, and this tier 3 orc army is starting to look kind of scary here, I think.
Dude, he's at 60 supply despite losing the 600 gold tiny Great Hall. Crazy survive by Grubby.
Ancestral Spirit OP!
Don't start that shit already, man.
Obviously, I'm just joking.
Not too many people realize that, Remo. We got control magic and invisibility. Cool play by Blade to use Grubby's own wolves against him as spies. That Grubby can't... Oh, wow, the timing. Sees the tower, sees the next plan of Grubby. But Grubby sees more experience in the next big item at this Granite Golem.
All right, another big drop, hoping for something better than the cloak here.
Dude, if that would stack though,
then it would be a lot of damage now.
It would be.
But yeah, it's a bit of gold. Quite a bit of gold, to be fair. And I guess he's keeping the cloak. The nice thing here with playing Torrens is also, the TC isn't the only front liner that's going to be getting focused and, you know, always going to be the natural thing to attack. There's also Torrens there. There's a lot of Torrens which will be gathering a lot of attention as well that have to be addressed.
What? Okay. Ooh, we might see polymorph, dude. There's no dispel. Like, okay, there is a spell, obviously, in the walkers, but, let me finish! You need Spirit Link. You kind of want Ancestral Spirit as well, so how much dispel is there really?
Yeah, I know. It is a solid point.
Yeah, I'm still smiling because you sound so stupid.
It just sounded funny. Like, you were so convinced. There is no dispel!
A nice play by Grubby to use the reveal and the Chain Lightning to get the kills.
Wait.
It's a nice little back and forth.
He has Farsight on the Farseer! He didn't skill Wolves level 2! I was like, does he have a crystal ball? No, he doesn't.
And it's so smart because there's so much invisibility by Blade, and the wolves are being controlled anyway. The Torrent create a wall, trying to get this altar so the Paladin doesn't get out.
Right, one Torrent gets taken out, but there's enough mana for Ancestral Spirit, I think. Well, actually, he seems to be a little short. I know one has it. And now the fight is all over the place. The Torrent standing in the middle of everything. TC into the back. Could land a massive storm there. Caster has to run away. The Farsi is getting surrounded, but he even used the Cloak of Shadow so late into the game. Lightning Shield onto one Berserker as well. So much damage and everything. But also on the Farseer. Needs to be careful. Has to use the TP, maybe. Speed score or heal score first. Stomp to cover the retreat. Farseer does make it to the back. Cloak again. And I think Grubby is owning this fight.
Pulverize is absolutely insane. All of the AoE used to perfection. Genius plays by Grubby. Level 5 TC going for the Archmage. TP out now just to be safe, but it's GG. And the winner of the first mag of the W3C finals is Grubby.
How cool was that, man? On a new map with Mass Torrents.
Unbelievable.
And Farsight. That was like a request game, dude. That was like a request game. Play Mass Torrents and Farsight.
Who cares about the prize money if you win your games with 20-buck request games, right? Oh my god, what a cool flavor this map had. New map, returning Grubby, super unusual strategy. Grubby hanging on by a thread, but Blade not finishing the deal. And then huge comeback. Dude, how much AoE was there in this army? Torrent upgraded Pulverize, TC Stomp, Cloak of Flames, Lightning Shield used on everything he can. That was awesome.
Yeah, super cool game. And Grubby showing us that there are apparently ways to deal with mass breakers. Just have to get to 6 Torrents first, I guess. And think back to how that late game kind of started. He went for a pretty greedy 45 supply tiny Great Hall, which was immediately punished. Not only was the Great Hall killed without it throwing off much gold, there were also Torrents and Walkers going down, and Grubby suffering more and more losses. But he fought his way back with Torrents, with strong heroes in the late game, and even with frickin' Farsight.
Can't believe it, dude. Oh, what the hell is this? Try to switch the scene and everything looks a little weird now, but I'm gonna fix it.
Alright, we have some time for the Submarinos. We just have to figure out where we stopped. Wait a minute. Where we stop? Oh, we have a lot. I think it was like J-Hoove or something. Vest, thank you for the sub. Immaculate, J-Hoove. First, Kalkino, Eine Schraube, Chewable, Prozac, Pelek, Dark Mordred, Rauschovic, Kefka Time, Count Cardboard, Bürstenvik, Shona, Radius with a 5 gifted subs, Riser Wilhelm, Controls King, Marzara Gambit, Heiner Müller, Just Ross, Übergold, Stefaris, Funk Daddy, Korak, Rusty, JB with the donut, Singis, Modo, TNX3, Witty with the host, Get Rich Brothers, Jack the Checker with the €5, GDV, Swallow Freedom, Lastrialo, and Blade Lord. Thank you all
Yeah.
so much for the subs.
Game is up, Remo. For the first time in our overlay, we see Autumn Leaves picked and Grubby takes it. There might be a world first right here. And we see he's in good shape, man. He knows exactly how to approach this matchup if he has some time. So how can Blade counter this now? He must know that this is a possibility, but it's not 100% guaranteed that Grubby plays it all the way. Like, he can play it. It was a real smart strategy to use in the first map, because Blade now knows it is a possibility. He can play that,
Yeah.
but there's so many other strategies to use as well.
Exactly. I mean, we all know from Grubby's stream, there's tons of strategies he can pull off. And the game is up. Are you sure?
Yep, I'm in. I'm very sure.
Yeah, but I'm not, and neither are the players.
The players are in.
Who's the host?
I think Blade again.
Okay. My friend system doesn't tell me.
It's the
I got
GN
it.
you would.
I got it.
By the way, the community is pretty damn awesome. What is that? $2,500 crack, boys. I love that. I love that. W3C deserves it so much. The devs put so much work into it. The community manager, Flaws as well. They all put this tournament together. And the community supports them so much as well. So if you don't like the matchmaking system that Blizzard has introduced to Reforged, W3 Champion fulfills all your dreams. We see it now as we load into map 2. They even have a zoom feature if you play on all of their maps. So that's a tremendous feature that they did here. And there are more features to come. W3champions.com. Download it, play it. It has a player pool for everyone as leagues are introduced already. But now, enough with the advertisement. Grubby's leading 1-0, is one step away from the winner bracket semifinal where he would meet Sonic or Vortex. But Blade now, can he tie this up?
For a second, I thought there was a bumper now.
There was a bumper, but there's no sound.
So let's do this, boys. Let's go into our next map. Northern Isles it is. Grubby in the top right. In the yellow. And bottom left we have Blade. Once again, it seems to be very much a Farseer Headhunter build. Very early Warmill. Grubby's playing the same strat, or at least the same opening again. Could it be Torrens? 2 games out of 2?
It's possible, right? On this map tends to go very, very long. I can see that. That's, of course, going to be, again, a lot of harassment, a lot of skirmishes very early on. But then everything calms down a little, and we'll see if he goes to tier 3 as well. If the expansion works this time. Farseer it is, obviously, with the Headhunters. You kind of need him to buy the necessary time. And what's Blade going to do? He goes for... It's very atypical of him, right? Going for a Scout Hour super early.
Yeah. Nobody really does this. It's 3 farm and Scout Tower and the Magi camp, the Tuskar camp. That's gonna be an insanely late tech. Wait, is he gonna expand? Can you fast expand against this Headhunter style?
A player's forces are under attack.
Would be kind of weird. If he goes for an expansion, it's definitely gonna be delayed. If he techs, it's gonna be delayed. It's 6 militia here, okay. One was missing here for a moment. It's gonna be quite a bit of damage on these peasants as well. So the Scout Tower, I think, is a good choice with this creep route. But yeah, the tech, the Mountain King, we are not gonna see for quite some time.
True. That's interesting, man. Greater Mana is, of course, a wonderful drop for Blade, but how much damage can Grubby do? The Wolf block again, just like on AL. We see it on Northern Isles as well, resulting in the first kill. Blade doesn't really care, starts the creep spot here, but Grubby, usually not known for his perfect micro, it's more of his Warcraft brain and his game plan that comes to mind, but the blocks are impeccable.
Blade has 100 lumber. Grubby's almost halfway done with his tech. This looks like a problem. This AM needs to take over the game. He needs to get level 3 quickly and then gain back momentum in this game. If you fall so far behind in tech and you don't expand. The only way you can reclaim a grip on the game is with a superior hero. He needs level 3, he needs the elementals. And Grubby knows this. Grubby knows now the next step for him is to make sure this Farseer doesn't get level 3. And with that Hunters, that might work out. Or they might get ensnared. The Trolley Murloc Huntsman is back and ensures Blade gets an early kill, but not
denied.
the experience.
Exactly. Deny. Grubby's last hits really, really good so far. Flash Eater is healing up a little, making makes lasting a little harder. But yeah, that's not exactly not what's supposed to happen. The Murloc's definitely on the side of the Moldovan. Grubby in trouble city now. Again denied though.
Dude.
Oh boy. Finally some
Sick plays here on both sides.
Now.
I think Blade is also playing around these end snares. He's a little bit lucky that they're landing on the Headhunter, but he's playing around the possibility. He's trying to force his luck here.
By the way, did anyone check if we ever in competitive Warcraft had a matchup of Netherlands versus Moldova?
Sounds like a first.
Sounds like a first to me as well. Is that the first footman that falls as well, speaking of firsts?
I believe so. Farseer got a little bit more experience, getting closer to 2. AM is 2 already, but not level 3 yet. If that was the end of the story here, just the AM not being level 3, Grubby would be satisfied with this early game. But the 2 Headhunters going down definitely hurts.
Yeah. It's still in the threshold of being okay, I think. Like, starting with 3, that really hurts. 2 is still, yeah, of course, it's a noticeable loss, but it's not the end of the world. Losing the Farseer would be down to 71, no heal selves. Gotta be a little careful now as well.
Yeah, the upside, at least, for this early game here for Grubby outside of the Headhunter losses is that he was able to save a lot of gold on items. We still have nothing purchased on the Farseer. He was being very thrifty. Didn't spend anything yet on the lounge. When the TC comes out, he's going to start to buy some heal salves, and that will delay his tier 3 if that should again be the plan for Grubby. But before that, we do see a totem on tier 2 already.
Okay. So we're gonna get walkers. TC is in now. More denies. This is not the craziest Archmage I've ever seen. Despite the Tusker start, only level 2.5. Because Grubby was so good at these last hits. Oftentimes it comes like down to the damage rolls here. It's so close between them. We saw it on the Water Elemental, I guess. Blade tried to deny it, but it was a low damage roll. And then the Headhunter Toothpick got the last hit. Now first experience for the TC as well. The absolute carry in this matchup alongside the Mountain King just started production.
Beautiful regen scroll. Feels very nice on these footmen. So it seems like Blade knows now what Grubby's gonna play. The strategy's looking very similar, but this could also be where Grubby now changes the script and changes something up. That might be smart, but what's he going for? We see Double Sanctum, Breakers again, MK again. Blade is not being too colorful here. That all is still remaining with Grubby as he's going tier 3 again, and I guess Torrens again.
I like that. Possibility of Tiny Great Hall. Torrent can just add a second Torrent totem just as he did on Autumn Leaves. The Torrent Chieftain just got his ultimate as an item. Ankh of Reincarnation can be helpful against early Storm Bolts, but alongside this Spirit Link, he should be pretty safe anyway.
If he gets a spell though, and the MK is strong, it can be a problem. We saw that in the last game, that the TC definitely was in some issues. It was really the Torrents helping out his survivability, because the TC then couldn't get focused so easily anymore with proper positioning, because the Torrents always presented that threat in the front line alongside their big brother, their big daddy, I guess. The TC getting more tanky with the belt, and the AM. Wait, what's he doing here?
Yeah,
just solo AM harass, and the MK is over at the green, wants to solo creep there, needs to get his levels, very much like the TC on the other side.
Good scouting by Grubby, knows exactly what's up. Always using one wolf with his army and then one wolf to scout, so he has a very clear vision of what's going on. And he has a very tanky TC now with the belt and the parry. Can Blade get any last hit? A little bit of revenge for the Murloc camp? Doubtful. No, all goes to Grubby. Water Elemental as well.
TC looking beefy. Could definitely use a ring, but even without,
A player's
looking pretty
forces
good. But I like what the AM is doing here, slowing Grubby down, ensuring the MK is getting his levels properly, but it still takes a while, you know, when you're creeping without water elementals. It is a noticeable drop in damage, especially if you don't play rifles, which is not the case. We have the breakers now coming out, and Grubby's tier 3 is finishing. Second totem is coming up. The last Tiny Great Hall was pretty greedy, perhaps a touch too greedy on 45 supply. Seems like this time Grubby may take it a little bit slower and go up to 50 first and creep up more.
Oh, this is gonna be an epic tier 3 fight once again. So on this map, of course, we know there's only one shot. Blade needs to get heal scrolls if it goes to the very late game stage as well, because otherwise, I mean, this area of effect just seems overwhelming. The chance for Cloak of Flames, by the way.
On both sides. I think in the MK it might be a little better because, of course, orcs don't have magic immune units.
Oh, dude. Archmage in the main, and there's no reinforced defenses.
Oh, greedy play by Grubby. Not investing into the upgrade. It's cheap in gold, but expensive in lumber. I guess he needs a lot of lumber with the torrents. The item is the Cadgas Pipe of Insight for Grubby. For the TC and the Walkers, absolutely insane. For the Farseer, also not too shabby. On the other side, MK creeping up the expansion top left and expanding there as well. It takes forever to creep this camp without elementals, but he gets the kill, gets almost level 4, and was on battle drums.
And expands.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what?
I think he's expecting Grubby to wanting to go to 2 base again with the Tiny, and seems like Blade just wants to, I guess, preemptively counter expand against that. Would be my interpretation of the situation.
Okay. Shadowhunter 3rd is coming for Hex and Heal Wave. So how fast will Grubby see this expansion? The scout was killed here. Little suspicious, but not really a giveaway, as the wolf was just running into the army and not chased or something. TC crazy inventory, Invo potion, heal scroll, can stay at home now. He can easily counter expand in a bit with a tiny great hall. So that's not the
Grubby changed his mind,
throw.
by the way. He cancelled the Shadow and went for another Tauren instead.
Ah.
Shadowhunter could be strong with the heal wave, but would be very hard now to level to 3, as the map is, almost out of creeps, at least soon.
The town is under siege.
Blade can now act like a little pendulum here, I guess, and attack the base over and over. Reinforced defenses only at 50%, but Grubby very quick with the peons. A TP out now. So this would be the optimal moment for Grubby to attack, I guess. His Blade is not portaling to his expansion. There's also no shop to heal up. Could maybe put that down soon. But I guess he doesn't know.
Grubby went for an Orb of Lightning instead of a Tiny Great Hall. Had he saved that money, he could have gone for the Expo instead.
I think he's very aggressive. Or he expects the expansion bot at the 6 o'clock. That would be pretty bad.
I think he just doesn't know about the Expo. I think, he's scouting for it now, but that's a little too late.
And he's running into the army again.
Yeah, Blade's army movement is suspicious up here. There's no creep camp anymore in this corner. Blade, why are you here with your army? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, Grubby didn't see it. I think it was nighttime.
Forces are under attack.
Did he buy anything? I don't think so. He doesn't really have the resources. 550 now. Wolf sees the main. There's no triple sanctum that could be a tell.
And he's not scouting the top left again. Grubby keeps on creeping. He's gonna get level 4 Farseer here soon. Well, I guess if he goes far side again, he can scout it pretty well.
He's
he
close.
might do it.
Does he do it? There's no control magic yet.
The town is under siege.
Getting attacked into the main. The shop is gone already. Grubby doesn't want to TP there, or does he? Okay, now he does. TP back home. Blade, he's gonna take this fight. Could be a wonderful clap to start things off, but also good split by Grubby. Didn't allow the biggest connection from the clap. We have the Chain Lightning coming in, just waiting for the Storm to follow. The Berserkers just running past the front line with their Berserk and Speed Scroll, going for the casters in the back once again, but the MK also following them, threatening the clap. Both players here playing around each other's armies very well.
They're fighting on 2 screens. It's pretty crazy. But looks like Blade wants to retreat a little, both around 60 supply. But without these headhunters, where's the damage for Grubby really? Defend Footman late into the game, and he has to use the heal scroll.
MK out of mana now, before he uses the mana potion, but it's too much damage on this Mountain King. Only matter of time before the invul has to be used. He does it now. 7 seconds, he's safe, but after that he might be in trouble again. New Water Elemental is getting summoned. Grubby's army is dropping very low on health, but no kill yet. These Taurens are damn tanky. The MK was supposed to be tanky as well. He gets away with 80.
Was there no chain lightning? I think mana. No, there was no mana. Grubby survives this, stays at 60. Grubby, Blade at 50. He has, of course, the expansion, but... Oh, wait, shop there, tower there. Is Grubby expanding bottom right now?
Looks like it.
Nobody's taking their naturals. Like, what the hell?
Seems like he's waiting for the shop to finish and then go over there. Tiny Great Hall, 600 gold. Expensive, but fast. We did see Farsight again, by the way. Crazy. Look at this. He's denying his Tauren. Denies him and gets him back.
And gets him back. A lot healthier now.
This cat guy's pipe for the walkers.
It's perfect.
Is so crazy.
We saw that from Lin as well, right?
Yeah. Against Moon, the crazy game. Also on Northern Isles. Alright, finally Grubby goes up to the expansion. Could do a lot of damage here with Stomp, but might be in a dangerous position then. Blade has the TP to get up there to defend. MK has a lot of rings and potions as well. But if he TPs in, he knows there's always the threat of a Stomp. It is dangerous.
He's going in. Will he stomp everything? I think the TC is looking for a very defensive TP by Blade. Get the Storm Bolt, probably a kill. So, Breakers to the front. But can they fight Tauren straight up?
Well, we're gonna see the answer here. I'm not sure, honestly. Pulverize should work well, but smart positioning here by Blade. Following or falling back into this choke point, into this little bottleneck. Nice clap by the Mountain King. Almost out of mana. Has a mana potion, though. The TC's coming in deep. Now that the MK's out of mana and hits level 5. Okay. That must be the powerful level 3 Stomp.
Well, the Breakers are siphoning the mana or burning the mana. It's not 100% guaranteed that he gets another Stomp off. Clap was there. Grubby diving deep into the base. Tower is gone. Headhunters and Walkers deal with it quite easily. How to get out if you're Blade? Will you just be squashed by Tauren?
Mountain King also on the front line, a little bit low HP, has the heal potion still, but no mana pot anymore. He's completely out of mana. Grubby sees the opportunity to perhaps kill off this Mountain King, but there's no more Stomp. There is a purge from the orb, I guess it was, and the AM in the back. The AM in the back is getting focused and killed. Grubby's army is dropping low, but it's not dying. It's the AM who falls.
Is he really 2-0ing the DreamHack Vice Champion of Europe? The TC's gotta be careful. Has the Ankh though. Maybe Blade didn't see it. Should be relatively easy to clobber down this town hall. And with that, what can you do? What can you do if you're Blade? Hero levels overwhelming. This orb is perching over and over. Really good weapon against the Spellbreakers. And now the town hall is gone. It was a good idea. It was cheeky played. Worked for a long time. But in the end, there's a reason why the 6 o'clock is your natural. Kind of a little easier to defend. And now, what Blade?
Yeah, amazing position now for Grubby. He's got the shop bottom right already. There's a tower there. Just asking, basically, for this tiny Great Hall. Blade taps out. GG 2-0 for the Grubster.
2-0 for the Grubster, indeed. And, like, there was no great solution by Blade on map 2. That's just it.
He tried with a 50 supply expo. It came up. He got kind of a big army, but not big enough of an army to dislodge that attack top left. It seemed like Grubby's scouting was a little bit late and the expo perhaps caught him off guard. But again, once he gets to 60 supply, tier 3 Taurens, it's so hard to deal with that.
Yeah.
Is Blade playing the wrong strat? Should you maybe fast expand against that? Should you try to turtle on 2 bases? Go, I don't know, Griffins? I don't know, but apparently the standard stuff didn't work.
Unbelievable. Grubby, he still got it. I mean, there was no big question if he still got it. The question is, how good is he and how far can he make it? There was a statement win here today. 2-0 over Blade. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Grubby underlines how strong he's been lately, how strong he is in that matchup with his very own style, with his very own strats. And Torrents, my favorite unit, definitely a joy for me to see. That gives us our first semi-finalist. Grubby makes it through into the next round in the upper bracket, where he will be playing in the next round either Vortex or Sonic. That is happening on stream 2 today, on Todd's stream, where I think at the moment it's 1-1 between the Spaniard and the Ukrainian.
Yeah, they definitely hosted the third map. That is a pretty good tell that this is 1-1. And Grubby versus Vortex, Grubby versus Sonic, both amazing matches. Vortex also super crazy run at DreamHack, made it to the semifinals, where he was just defeated by Happy in an absolute nut series. Happy, we will see him later against the ESL Meisterschaft champion that was crowned yesterday in Cologne. X-Lord made it there all the way. This is going to be a phenomenal day for Warcraft, man. I can't wait. Next game is still going to be a Grubby game, so don't go anywhere. We go into a tiny little break, and then we might have a game, or we just chat a lit and praise W3 champions. You have the chance to increase the prize pool and save Season 3, or guarantee the Season 3 finals. $2,000 of this pool will be used for the Season 2 finals. Everything that goes above will be put into Season 3 and the development of W3 champions. The developers are absolutely bonkers. They save Warcraft 3. Play it on W3 Champions and support it. You find the homepage very easily, w3champions.com. Give it a visit. Give our Matcherino a visit. It's very, very easy to find. With the exclamation mark W3C finals. Finals. And I will tell you the link real quick. I told you the link, but I will show you the Matcherino real quick, because even if you don't want to fund this tournament with your money, you can still help it, I guess. Oh, are there no Twitter quests? Anyway. There we go. That's the Matcherino. A lot of people have put a lot of contributions here into this tournament. That is absolutely wonderful and deserved. Thank you, Quaiki, Taggy, Stefan die Waldfee, good guy, Nevodust, Beko, Stefan with a lot of support, at least like little sums here, but every tiny bit counts, right? First with a $50 donation, Tinker with a $50 donation, Michael and Bryce with $20 donations. This is absolutely awesome. Can we raise it to 3K or even 4K to have the prize money for Season 3 guaranteed? You have a little bit of time. We take a break, and then we're back with Grubby versus either Vortex or Sonic. Stay tuned.